Who makes the Olympic singles, who's going to play representing the country, and who makes the team. It's going to be according to world ranking. And the world ranking is chosen, it's going to be in October of this year. So at October, I believe, whoever has the highest world rankings, that will determine the top 2 who play singles and the top 3 who play teams. This is a little look at what's coming up today. Fan Zhendong versus Xu Xin. Next match after this. And they're going into the crowd for some questions, having some fun here. So Yuya Oshima, one of many young Japanese players to be up and coming. Masataka Morizono having just won the Universiade Games in Korea last month. Not sure what was said in the crowd, but everybody's laughing. Gonna have to work on my Mandarin a little bit. And here's our head umpire, Mopkar Mangesh from India. So as far as young Japanese players go, talked about Masataka Morizono a little bit. A real fighter, exciting to watch. Actually had to exit this tournament in the doubles side due to an elbow injury. He was playing with Yuya Oshima. You might have seen him at the World Championships. There's Wu Jingping, legendary coach from China, having coached Ma Lin, Wang Hao, known as the Penhold coach. Took on Fan Zhendong as his last student, the 18-year-old from China. He saw something in him that made him want to sort of come back into the game, almost like a movie plot. The retired coach comes back into the game for one student, searching for Bobby Fischer, sort of. Coach Tase, Kunihito Tase from the Japanese men's team, coaching the juniors. Now, young Japanese players, we talked about Masataka Morizono. Maharu Yoshimura has had a very impressive year, already winning 2 world titles on the World Tour. And recently, playing in the Korea Open, played a match despite being injured because he didn't want to lose world ranking points. Coach told me that he was probably going to default the next match he played due to injury. But after thinking it through, figured should play it anyway just because it would have cost him world ranking points. Played the match and has been taking some time off. Now, he played Xu Xin in the finals, the Japan Open, I believe. It was a very strong tournament for Yoshimura. Had a good chance to go up 2-1 against Xu Xin, but Yoshimura is missing in action right now on injury. And then Yuya Oshima, one of 3 young Japanese men to really make a name for himself, and this is his breakthrough tournament. He won a title earlier this year in the Philippines over Jung Young Shik, men's singles title, but now he's taking on world ranked #1 world champion Ma Long. Ma Long very comfortably taking that serve as it edges just a little bit long down the middle of the table. Forehand flip to die for. Unbelievable. Soft touch from Oshima. Left near the net. Pretty low, but Ma Long quick to get there and just flat hits it wide. Now, as far as odds go, these two have never played each other on a world tour. Yuya Oshima's had an outstanding tournament. I don't know if miracle is the right word, but this would be incredibly impressive for him to take down Ma Long, and Ma Long very much in control at the start. Ma Long actually looking to be in outstanding form, taking down Fang Bo 4-0 in the rematch from the World Championships. Ma Long looking really undefeatable. Actually, Antoine Hachard there in the blue shirt from the French team, up-and-coming young player. Gave the biggest challenge to Ma Long. Only player to take any games off Ma Long this tournament. Took 2. Oshima with his first point this game, attacking into the middle. Long push, then opens up on the step around. It was on a side table, but Oshima playing Zhuang Zhiyuan in the last round was quite an upset as well. Seemed to be in outstanding form. Outstanding recovery shot off the top of the net from Oshima, but Ma Long stays cool and manages to finish the point. Look at this, right near the ground, almost drops the racket. You could see it loosen up from his hand. He had to extend the racket from his hand, holding it in his fingertips. Goes for the big backhand cross court, just mistimed, hits it out. In the past few days, we've seen OSHIMA with bags of ice all over his body. Again, the Japanese team playing a whole lot of demand. Physically taking a toll on many of the players. So Ma Long, Captain Long, up 7-1 right now in the first game. That backhand so fast yesterday against Fang Bo. It was the most impressive play I've seen from Ma Long in some time. Arguably the most impressive player in the game right now, on top of the world. Only beaten once this year in the World Tour. Soft spinny shot, just clipping the top of the net. It's still a bold shot there. OSHIMA taking it confidently from down low. Just comes back too fast in the backhand-to-backhand battle. OSHIMA's going to have to be quite clever here with his risky shots. The physical conditioning of Ma Long, the strength in the core for him to turn, very difficult to find his middle. Just missing wide, outstanding point. 3 shots look like it should have finished the point in that rally. Shy fan right there hiding behind a sign. And game point, Ma Long has 8 of them in the first game. Big backhand off the top of the net, and out 11-2. Ma Long with authority takes game 1, and we'll see how Yuya OSHIMA adjusts for game 2 just after this. Stay here. Both of the players are back for game 2. Ma Long leading 1-0, having just won 11-2 over Yuya OSHIMA. OSHIMA's taken down 3 players in the top 15 in the world so far. Dmitry Ovcharov, Koki Niwa, his teammate, and Zhuangzhi Yuan, 5, 11, and 15 in the world. But taking down number 1 in the world is a category of its own. Ma Long heads above the rest right now. Fan Zhendong may be the only real challenge, we'll see. I heard that in the Chinese Super League, 2 times Fan Zhendong has beaten Ma Long just this season. Fan Zhendong 24-0 right now in Chinese Super League. But Ma Long on the World Tour only lost once. And there it is again, from off the table to counterattack. It seems like Ma Long doesn't even have to have his feet on the ground to hit a shot. Wherever he is, he's going to make something good of it. Strong attempt. OSHIMA with a big inside-out forehand, follows it up with another one deep to the backhand court, just missing long. Now in the race to Lisbon, the World Tour Grand Finals coming up in Portugal, Lisbon later this year, in December. Ma Long is the leading man, first in the ranks. Element of surprise. Yuya OSHIMA is going to have to use more of that. Plays it out wide to the forehand of Ma Long. Another look at Antoine Hachard in the front row. Up-and-coming French player. He's performed outstandingly well recently. Had Ma Long on the ropes this tournament in the opening round. There it is again. Element of surprise. Not telegraphing where he's going to go. This is something very useful at this level of play. Keeps the shoulders open, doesn't show. Not facing exactly where he's going to go with the ball, but just a flick of the wrist and a little turn. Manages to redirect the ball. Just an outstanding point. OSHIMA really has to work so hard here to win. From down low, look at that ball. Right back in, quick footwork to get to the middle. Little bit inside out on that last one. Didn't seem happy with the contact. I feel like that point is one shot away from being point of the century part 2. I want to see a replay of the point before this last one. And I think we're going to have plenty of chances to see that. OSHIMA playing a very physical game from off the table, running around in the backcourt, counter looping. This is a best of 7 match, so we've got some time ahead. Change of pace there, a little bit more shallow on the table. OSHIMA leaving it up, Ma Long missing the shot. Suddenly it's a 1-point game. Deceptive underspin serve. We talked about it. Ma Long's game, as far as serves go, not especially flashy. Every once in a while he does something that's super notable, but subtle and deceptive serves. And he gives it right back, a taste of the Ma Long medicine. Heavy underspin, short to the middle of the table. Fast and long deep to the backhand, and Ma Long makes a quick turn to take advantage of the long serve. Opens up with the attack. OSHIMA is going to have to test the waters here and there with the serves, and he did. He got the answer for what's going to happen with that serve. Actually, if he can serve it just like Ishikawa did right at the baseline, it might be even a little bit more effective. Opening backhand from the forehand side, the modern receive. OSHIMA hanging in there. Just a step behind right now, 1 point. Ma Long with some power. OSHIMA giving impressive power too on the counter forehands. He's hanging in there. It's just usually around the 3rd or 4th shot of the rally after 3 or 4 loops. Ma Long does something, varies it up, this time hits it more into the body. I think you'd be able to see OSHIMA bring that back, at least with a fishing shot on the backhand, but still a lot of movement, a lot of pace on that ball from Ma Long. Timing issue there on the backhand. Ma Long, most impressive backhand in the game right now. Pretty much most impressive everything in the game right now. OSHIMA down 3. Soft touch keeps it low over the table, low over the net, and Ma Long a little bit late to get there, loses the opportunity and loses the point. Diving for that last shot. What a point. OSHIMA able to stay in there after a drop shot, some lobs. Look at this. Deep at the table, Ma Long leaves it right down there. And OSHIMA is able to do the snake from below the table where Ma Long cannot see the contact. He hits some side spin on it and then wiggles after to keep him guessing. Ma Long plays patiently and hangs in there. Now 3 game points. Games are getting closer and closer. Flip way out wide, but Ma Long is fast as ever to get there and finish the game with the forehand on the run. 11 points to 7. And enjoy some highlights. That last game sure had plenty of them. Game 3 sure to create more just after this. We're back for game 3. Yuya OSHIMA giving a real fight out here to the world ranked #1 and the world champion Ma Long in red. OSHIMA making it more and more exciting, but Ma Long still not falling down. A little bit across the body there, sacrifices a bit of topspin. Well-placed shot from Ma Long. So much to think about with every moment in table tennis, every single shot. Forehand or backhand? Where do I want to go on the table? How much spin? How flat? Beautiful shot. After incredible loops, even down low with the backhand from below the table, he had 3 shots across the body, OSHIMA. Look at that ball from down low, side spin chop, and he really leans back to lift up and get that ball over the net, finishing the point. Highlights reel already going to be impressive from this match, and it's just the 3rd game. Outstanding backhand over the table. OSHIMA showing outstanding touch. Very versatile from off the table. Flat hits, inside out spin, footwork. Quite a complete game. Again, this is quite promising for the Japanese Association. So many up and coming young men. Women as well, actually. Women maybe even stronger. So it appears that the men are making a name for themselves. One name in particular right now, Yuya OSHIMA. Again, him and Masataka Morizono had 2 match points against the world championships and world champions of men's doubles. Spin shot to the short side of the table goes just long. Reminder, this is the first time that either of these players have played each other on the World Tour. So we're seeing some discovery here, some change in tactics, warming up to each other, settling into each other's games a bit. Fast shot deep on the table, sneaks under the racket of OSHIMA. It's not a bad receive, backhand over the table, but Ma Long sees where he's going with the ball. Not surprised by the location and counters quickly. So much power on that inside-out forehand. Again, sacrificing a little bit of topspin to catch the inside of the ball. A little bit flatter across the body. That's what OSHIMA's got to do because of the placement of Ma Long's shots right onto the body. Step around, heavy spin shot, a little bit softer but spinny and low to the net from Ma Long. Sort of a handcuffing topspin shot. Opening backhand from near the table. Yuya OSHIMA setting up to step around for the forehand attack. No need, as Ma Long cannot block and control the opening backhand. I talked yesterday about how against defenders, sometimes a shot from the backhand side varies up the spin, confusing the defender. But it's true, backhand to forehand, different amounts of spin are going to be on the shot, even against attackers. So Ma Long is going to have to make his adjustments to the shots. So OSHIMA now with the lead. Ma Long with his second serve, down 5-6. Short side of the table, Ma Long finds it, and the counter just misses long for OSHIMA. Reverse pendulum short to the forehand side. OSHIMA just a step behind there, but still goes for the shot. Sees the opening on the table, cross court. Beautiful shot over the table, way out wide to the forehand side. Banana on that ball. Watch the curve when he hits this. Looks like he's going to go down the middle. So much work to change the direction on that shot without telegraphing where he's going to go. Ma Long completely in the dark for where to set up on that. We saw 2 points in a row in the last game from OSHIMA with that tactic. He's going to have to keep it up. Right idea, waits till the last moment to change direction. Tries to play it out to the backhand side. Good patience for Ma Long, waiting before he makes his move. Backhand over the table, this time to the short side. Right into Ma Long's backhand to take his lead. It's always fun to see an upset, but again, this would be just the dream tournament for Yuya OSHIMA if he can beat Ma Long here. OSHIMA undefeated so far, taking down 5-11 and 15 in the world. Ma Long with a fast serve into the body, catches the edge of the table. Step around shot from OSHIMA. Some fans and players in the crowd. Matt Hetherington out there. Might have seen his blog online. Table Tennis on Facebook.
9-7.
Big contributor to the sport. So much footwork. OSHIMA taking it from the middle of the court with a forehand and then deep in the backhand corner, also forcing the forehand. A whole lot of work, very demanding on the body. No matter what happens in this match, you can be guaranteed he's going to have ice bags all over him. Has a good look at his first game point. Inside out forehand goes long. Still 2 game points left for OSHIMA. It's the third towel break of the game. Both players quite ready for it. Those of you a little newer to table tennis, towel breaks every 6 points. Keeps the players from going to the towel every point, stalling the game. Raising the top of the net, keeping the serve low, of course. Gets the opportunity. Over the table receive. Blocks the huge opening shot, the third ball of Ma Long. Another one here, turns on it, tries to play the short side. And the timeout is called. Coach Tase going to give some wisdom to Yuya OSHIMA from outside. I think this is a good time for a timeout. Either this point or the point before. But OSHIMA needs to take this game. Being down 0-3 against Ma Long is going to be very, 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 maybe even very difficult to come back from. even at a 1-2 position, having won one game, at least it's a start. And OSHIMA posing a bit of a threat. Again, the only player to cause any harm to Ma Long in this tournament, Antoine Hachard from France. Hachard took down Omar Assar earlier in the year. On his way up, nice to see some young Europeans playing so well. Hachard's still not in the top 100, but I think that's just a question of time. Next month or two, another tournament or two, we'll be seeing his ranking climb way up. But the real conversation start of this tournament, Yuya OSHIMA now. One more game point left. Spinny backhand slow over the table, and OSHIMA takes it. After 2 game points had been whittled away, it's 11-9 for Yuya OSHIMA, the young Japanese player at 21 years old, to put his first game on the board against world champion, world ranked #1, Ma Long, 11-9 in game 3. Stick around for game 4 to see how it continues just after this. And we're back for game 4. Ma Long leading 2 games to 1, but the last game was won by the youngster from Japan, Yuya OSHIMA, the man of the tournament so far. We'll see how things continue here. And OSHIMA showing a very versatile game. He managed to win the last game with a slower, spinnier shot. Ma Long getting tucked in and ready for game 4. OSHIMA's shown us power from both sides, outstanding footwork in the backcourt. Over the table, backhand receives. There's another one, quick to get in, quick shuffle. And you can see in the definition of his leg muscles, OSHIMA definitely working hard and fast out there. And despite the crowd chanting for Ma Long, even through the serve, right up to the moment that OSHIMA contacted it, Ma Long's got his first point now. Smart play, plays a little bit safer, goes cross court. Has had trouble hitting it to the short side of the table. Watch this on the step around here. Very difficult ball to make even cross court. Although if he goes to the short side of the table and makes it, Ma Long's likely to be able to reach it and hit it back cross court to the forehand side with nobody home. Deceptive underspin. It looked like the let was called by the umpire. Element of surprise here. Ma Long looked over like, really? Spinny backhand. Catches the edge of the table. Ma Long with a quick apology. And that time it's much more clear in slow motion. And the pace of play so fast out here. Strong shot, short side of the table. Ma Long catching OSHIMA completely off guard. OSHIMA setting up for another forehand counterattack. Right hit the white of the line on the side of the table. It's difficult when you're set up for a forehand to get crossed back over to the backhand side, even just to keep that ball in play. Huge forehand flip kill over the table. Almost comes back on the table. OSHIMA making his move, anticipating. Quick reaction time from OSHIMA. Again, short side of the table, not an easy shot. OSHIMA taking the ball from just off the back edge of the table, really spinning it low to the net and wide. Look where Ma Long hits that ball from. So low to the net. It's like he can do anything. Ma Long can defy the laws of physics. Didn't happen there, he just did something very impressive. No way! Deep in the backcourt, Ma Long hitting it out wide. OSHIMA making several incredible shots through this point. Inside-out forehand, big hooking forehand, another inside-out forehand, and that ball right there put to shame. No chance at that one coming back. Is Ma Long undefeatable? Sean Quinn says no. Over the table again, the backhand receive. OSHIMA has to have so many things work out to make that shot so effectively. He has to read it just right, has to time his backhand, really get the body in. And he's not just making the shot, he's actually getting back in case it comes back for another shot. OSHIMA with a soft touch over the table, a little bit unhappy with that follow-up. Shot. Smart play from Ma Long, inside out, backhand there over the table from OSHIMA. Way out wide on the forehand side, just bringing it back into play. And normally when someone lobs the ball up, it's going to be hit to the backhand side until the attacker feels that he can hit a shot that's unreachable on the forehand side. Ma Long saw the opportunity right away and went for it successfully. Outstanding play, OSHIMA from down near the ground. Drop shot, umpire waiting to see who won this point. Look at this, lob shot, drop right away. Touch with some side spin, quickly moves out of the way, and Ma Long has trouble reading. Fast footwork from OSHIMA. A whole lot of fast feet out there on the court right now. It's the second time we've seen OSHIMA make an outstanding point off a drop shot. This time he managed to win it. In a recovery, he was fooled with the serve. You could see fast, long into the backhand. A little bit of off-balance shot from the backhand side for OSHIMA, but still comes back to win, now just trailing by 2. Crowd supporting their national player, Ma Long. OSHIMA playing against home court advantage. Let service, see if something changes here. Quite commonly it does. Unbelievable off the bounce, wide angle cross court. OSHIMA on fire right now. Look at this again. Big backhand to open it up. Blocking game, and Ma Long plays the short side of the table. Beautiful exit from OSHIMA. Looks like there's going to be a timeout here. Ma Long in trouble. Takes the huge shower towel with him. Have to wonder if it's from the hotel, as always. OSHIMA right now making quick, bold moves, and you can see that it's affecting the mentality of Ma Long. Ma Long doesn't normally have to worry about these shots coming back so aggressively. The receive over the table of OSHIMA, the backcourt game, the counterattacks on both sides, especially the forehand from OSHIMA. Quite threatening. Not a lot of words being exchanged. Ma Long just sort of walking around. Wu Jingping sitting quietly. Tough to see from here looking at the back of his head. But Coach Tase quite instructive for Yuya OSHIMA. And as a coach, it's quite interesting as well. Many players out there also coaching their friends in tournaments, many even professional coaches. When the players playing well, you almost don't want to interrupt their streak. And the timeout was called by Ma Long, on the Ma Long side anyway. So OSHIMA so far playing quite well to come back. 3 in a row from down 4-8. We'll see who the timeout affects most. Timeout was called on OSHIMA's serve. Icing the kicker, trying to stop the comeback train. An attempted wide short shot from OSHIMA. No luck, it finds the net. So Ma Long gets the first point. Timeout seems to be good. Ma Long 2 points away from taking a 3-1 lead. Big spin shot, OSHIMA over the table. Beautiful attack. Watch this one more time. Not an easy ball. So much racket speed from OSHIMA right at the corner. Again, the table creates an obstacle. It can be very difficult to get around. Physical fitness, core strength, balance, confidence, and knowing where the table is and where the ball is helped OSHIMA get that point. Yes, what a point! OSHIMA returning the chop block, sending Ma Long deep into the backhand court. There it is, the chop block. Reading the spin well, one after another. These balls are difficult shots, forcing Ma Long to try and get back in the point with a counterattack from the backhand. This is going to be one incredible highlights reel. 9-9. We're in the fourth game. It's either going to be 2-2 or 3-1 after this game. OSHIMA now having the last 2 serves. Either player will see in this game a chance to finish it right here. First serve. Soft shot, leaves it short right at the back of the table, and Ma Long is sweating literally and figuratively right now. It's game point for OSHIMA. Crowd trying to pump up Ma Long right now. Ma Long Jayo, they say. Thumbs up in the crowd. Hey, we're on screen. OSHIMA 1 point away from putting the game in the bag. Backhand over the table, does it. 11-9. Yuya OSHIMA escapes. Takes the last 2 games in a row, and it's tied up at 2 games each. This is getting interesting. Game 5 is going to put one player in the lead. We'll see if the momentum continues for the young Japanese Yuya OSHIMA just after this. And as the players are back for Game 5, Yuya OSHIMA has won the last 2 games 11-9 after losing Game 1 11-2 and Game 2 11-7. OSHIMA, we talked about how the Japanese are fighting right now for spots at the Olympic, making a very impressive showing at this tournament and this year on the World Tour. Step around, catches a little bit of the top of the net, but takes the first point. Now, as far as mental toughness, it's a big part of the game. Ma Long physically and from a shot standpoint, clearly top of the world. A lot of people discuss between Zhang Jike and Ma Long who's the better player. Shot for shot, it seems like Ma Long in many ways, but mentally, when it really matters, Zhang Jike tends to take the match. And the first 2 points go to Yuya OSHIMA. So we know that Ma Long can crumble under pressure occasionally. He's won the last 3 China Opens. He would set a new record for the men if he wins this as 4 consecutive wins. Wang Liqin tied right now with 3 consecutive wins, 6 total. Right idea from OSHIMA, going boldly for the backhand punch down the line. Spinny shot from Ma Long. Drifts off the side of the table. OSHIMA trying to play it to the short side. Spin shot, a little difficult to read the spin again on the serve. One of the subtle difficulties of Ma Long's game. Break off the top of the net, but the follow-up forehand has some real juice on it. Watch this one more time. Look how much power. This follow-up shot right here. In slow-mo again, it's blurry. So much speed.
Just an incredible point. Lobbing like nobody's business deep in the back court, right at the edge of the table. That counterattack there. And that one, it looks like it bounces on the top of the net twice. Some fortune for OSHIMA this game. It's the second point, I believe, that he's won with the help of the net. But still, my heart is racing watching that point. Recovery shots, fast footwork, lobbing. Wu Jingping right there, legendary coach, a little bit puzzled. Ma Long down 2-4 in the 5th game. Fast long serve. Sort of a lukewarm receive to the middle of the table with some topspin from OSHIMA, and the follow-up attack too strong from Ma Long. Really seemed like OSHIMA was actually recovering to get his body back in position after the shot before. This time the luck comes back. Chop block off the top of the net. Crawls just over and stays right next to it. Spinny shot, look at that. No chance of returning that. It's the 3rd chop block we've seen from Ma Long this match. Flip goes long. OSHIMA taking another point. Short to the forehand side, good spin. Again, the contact not hidden, just very subtle, difficult to read. The opponent has to be able to see the ball at all times from presentation to the point of contact. OSHIMA fighting again from the back of the table on the forehand side to the big backhand shot. Just a snap reaction. Really under pressure, he's able to generate so much speed and spin with just the wrist on that last shot. Didn't have much opportunity to get the body behind it as he was recovering on the move. Just missing. Huge commitment, steps around wide to the backhand side for the inside-out forehand. Watch this again. That's a low, very low shot to the net. Still has a chance to recover the next ball. Ma Long brings it back to the middle of the table. Now Now just down 1 at 5-6. Ma Long with the second serve. Top of the net, but it stays on his side this time. Didn't get the luck there. Strong play from Ma Long. Fast serve into the backhand. It's a strong receive with short notice. The rush decision still brings it out wide to the short side of the table from the backhand. You have to imagine Ma Long's waiting in the backhand corner for his third ball. Heavy underspin short to the forehand side. And just looking at the image of Ma Long with the sweat, that his hair the way it is, he just looks so rattled right now. We rarely see Ma Long in this condition. Completely jarred. And then there's OSHIMA, looking like he just finished a GQ modeling shoot for the cover of the magazine. Long serve into the backhand, but Ma Long sees him turn the corner and hits it out wide to the forehand side. You have to imagine again, Ma Long is anticipating that Yuya OSHIMA wants to turn the corner, wants to take it from the backhand side. Tied up again at 7 each, 2 games each, 7 points each. Many pivotal moments in a match. I think we got a few huge ones coming up. After a soft skinny opening with the forehand, it's the backhand that finishes the point of Ma Long. Right at the white of the line. Tough to tell if it caught the top edge or if that was just side and topspin, but that ball really just got out of there quickly. You can even see between points, players in the crowd, other professionals watching Ma Long's backhand, studying it, rehearsing it.
Let it 7.
Serves tight as ever. The pressure building though. Look how fast OSHIMA is over there. Quick to get over. That backhand over the table has been a very effective ingredient for him. Although Ma Long's been keeping him honest with fast serves deep to the backhand as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see one of those. That's not a good way for OSHIMA to go down. Can't be happy about that. Half-long serve to the forehand side, maybe a little on the shorter side. Again, not just the pressure to make the shot, but to make a quality enough shot to shut down the third ball attack of Ma Long. That's the pressure that OSHIMA is under with every shot. I guess especially on the receive if we're talking about third ball attacks. Short side of the table is open. He sees the availability there, just missing Long. And it's 3 game points for Ma Long of 10-7. Ball hiding in the barrier. Both coach and Ma Long looking for it. Real scavenger hunt here. Barriers are pretty fancy once the ball gets in. One way in, no way out. A suspense thriller with the barriers and the ball in the backcourt. Jinping still setting up the barriers. OSHIMA now against 3 game points. It's coming down long, what a point. OSHIMA really fighting, looking for the opportunity to get the attack in. Coach Tase clearing the air of flies. That's the shot right there, the backhand out to the forehand side that puts Ma Long on the defense. Usually Ma Long goes for the attack in that situation. If he can reach it, he attacks it. Just occasionally on the backhand side, if he's caught off guard, he'll start fishing a little bit. Ma Long gyros as the crowd. And that's it, the short serve to the forehand side with deceptive underspin. Crowd watching closely. Many people wanting to see the upset with hands on their heads right now. 11-8, Ma Long takes it with a clever serve. And he takes the lead 3-2. We'll see if Yuya OSHIMA can come back and send this to a 7th game. But first the 6th, just after this. We are back for Game 6. Ma Long at the top of the screen leading 3-2 after losing the 2 games before. Managed to pull out Game 5, 11 points to 8 over Yuya OSHIMA. OSHIMA not happy with the way he handled that. Wanted an aggressive counter backhand. Just a little bit up straight. Flip back like Game 1 from Ma Long. Could have been a real confidence boost winning the last game. Maybe it's making him more loose. OSHIMA usually has been anticipating that forehand flip going wide cross court. A little trouble with that last one. Tightens up to serve a little bit. Some underspin on the reverse pendulum, short to the forehand for the point. Two huge shots, the opening backhand and the follow-up forehand. Tries to play the short side of the table. Clever idea, he's going bold. Maybe if he's able to hit Ma Long on the body but still keep it safe a little bit to the backhand side. He's played patiently and aggressively still. Hitting the shots deep to the backhand time and time again, games before. OSHIMA coming back in, just down by 1. It turns out OSHIMA was a long jump athlete in his junior high school years. It makes sense why he's got the footwork, the leg strength out here. Big counterattack out wide to the forehand. It's not wide enough. Ma Long gets another shot and sends it back, puts the ball in his court. OSHIMA not able to do the inside-out forehand off the body here. The way he came across, that came over the ball a little bit more than I think he'd normally want to for an inside-out forehand. OSHIMA actually has a record for long jump of 6.5 meters. Got to be about 20 feet, depending on what part of the world you're in. Backhand falls short. OSHIMA's going to have to tighten up the leash here. Can't let Ma Long get away. There it is, a spinny, slower shot from the backhand side of OSHIMA. The change of pace has been very effective for OSHIMA. Often keeping a lot of pace on the ball, but sometimes slows it down just a little bit, manages to spin it. Two-point game here, OSHIMA just down. Forehand flip out wide. And the tables have turned a bit. Usually it's Ma Long winning the points this way. One more weapon in the list of weapons, the weaponry in the Yuya OSHIMA corner. In games 3 and 4, we saw so many backhands over the table to win the point on the receive of service. But Ma Long has been keeping his serves unpredictable. Sort of shut down that part of the game a little bit. Big backhand counter, keeps the pace on, punches it back at Ma Long, deep in the backhand corner. Tied up at 5 points each. I don't think I'm the only one who wants to see a 7th game here. Am I right, guys? Looking around me. Tech support in the house wants to see game 7 for sure. Big counterattack from deep in the backhand court with the forehand. The pressure is coming back on. It looked like Ma Long was getting comfortable and confident early on in the game. But right now he's lost his lead mentally. This has to affect him. Both tees are up, no timeouts left. Beautiful inside-out forehand from OSHIMA up near the table. This time he anticipates the forehand flip kill. Counters it right back. Ma Long has to creep back on the table. In slow motion, watching how fast Ma Long adjusted to that ball coming back is just crazy. Literally insane. Does not know the difference between right and wrong. 2-point lead, 7-5 for Yuya OSHIMA. Wu Jinping, the legend, the master, the Shifu. Backhand serve from Ma Long. Hooking forehand, a big point for OSHIMA. And after that opening attack from Ma Long, watch this again, right into the body. OSHIMA able to bring it back on the table with some topspin. So much hook on the next forehand attack. OSHIMA playing out of his mind right now. Maybe he's playing in his mind and out of the crowd's mind. We have never seen such a performance from Yuya OSHIMA. Will sure make Dmitry Ovcharov and the rest of people he's taken down feel better if he can beat Ma Long as well. Deep on the table, the counterattack with the forehand, just missing contact. Still a 2-point lead, OSHIMA now. Short stroke, not a lot of backswing. Not a lot of time for a backswing. Off balance, but loaded with spin deep in the backhand corner. The receive from Ma Long really stood OSHIMA up straight for that shot. OSHIMA really finding some gold in a pile of not gold stuff. Really making a great shot from the backhand corner there. Chop block, heavy underspin this time, and OSHIMA can't loop it over. I think the first chop block of the match for Ma Long was the only one we've seen OSHIMA have trouble with, and then he made 2 after that. This ball right here, Ma Long just contacting a little bit below the equator on the ball. 2-point game now. OSHIMA would have been quite happy with a 10-6 lead in this game. But again, the plot thickens. Another backhand serve from Ma Long, trying to set up that third ball attack. And he misses it. A little bit of side spin left on the receive from OSHIMA. We've got 3 game points to send this to a 7th and deciding game. Second serve from Ma Long. Just missing long. Looped right into the body. OSHIMA's been able to bring that back with some topspin several times. think right now he's got to focus on the next point, not be frustrated about missing that. It's easy to be upset when you have a good opportunity, a game point go to waste. Still 2 game points left. We'll see how OSHIMA can keep himself composed. You see him stretching out the chest there, trying to stay loose and limber. Both of these players quite tight in the upper body, but still keeping loose as best they can. Off balance, Ma Long, and he falls into the back court. OSHIMA exploiting it with the backhand down the line to the forehand side. What a point. We are granting our wish. We are getting our wish granted by OSHIMA here. Look at this. Big shot right down the line. Ma Long can't reach it. 7th and deciding game coming up. Tell your friends they should turn on ITTF if they're not watching right now. Game 7 just after this. As time is called, we're coming back for Game 7. Yuya OSHIMA pulling out the victory 11-8 in Game 6 after losing 11-8 in Game 5. It's been a back and forth match. First 2 games went confidently to Ma Long, 11-2, then 11-7. OSHIMA pulling it out 11-9, 11-9, losing Game 5, winning Game 6, and here we are. Momentum in Yuya OSHIMA's corner. Physicality being tested, mental strength for both players being tested. Game 7, OSHIMA with the serve. Break off the top of the net, but a heavy spin shot from right in at the body. OSHIMA's been doing this quite well. Getting his upper body out of the way, loading it with spin. Change of direction, out wide to the forehand side with the backhand from over the table. That's where OSHIMA took the advantage in that point. Really making Ma Long uncomfortable. Wu Jinping, deep in thought, does not seem to be bothered. With a close-up on the eyes of Wu Jinping. First 2 points taken by serve of OSHIMA. Backhand just missing from over the table. First point for Ma Long this game. It's a good opportunity for Yuya OSHIMA. Fast long serve into the backhand, but the receive is strong. He gives it back with topspin and a little leftover side spin. You could see the ball bounce up from the body a little bit toward the elbow of Ma Long, jamming him and giving him trouble on his third ball attack. Got workers next to me screaming from the control desk for Ma Long. Patriotism. Just missing long. Again, a few shots right at the back edge of the table for OSHIMA. Still has the lead. Very similar to the ball played on his body before, where he leaned out of the way, managed to keep heavy spin on it. Soft shot. The short side of the table looked available. Ma Long can't find it. Change of pace here from OSHIMA. Look at that. Soft flip right into the body and the step around forehand. It's a 4-2 lead for OSHIMA. I'm very nervous watching this. Nervous for everybody. Nervous for OSHIMA. This could be a dream maker right here. Nervous for Ma Long. Ma Long hates very few things. He hates losing and he hates pandas. Okay, not pandas, but he hates losing. Over the table, backhand again. It's back. The weapon from OSHIMA takes the lead in the momentum to switch sides of the table. 5 points into Game 7, the players switch sides, and it's OSHIMA up 3 points. Still early in the game. We've seen greater comebacks throughout this tournament, but definitely an encouraging lead for Yuya OSHIMA. Really keeping the pressure on Ma Long, hoping to cause some mental stress, a little bit of tightening up, tensing up, some breakdown out here. Only one player this year has been able to beat Ma Long on the World Tour. And he does it, he recovers it, popped up on the receive. OSHIMA keeps it on the table, look at this, right at the body, covers it, and Ma Long, feeling the pressure, tries to play the middle again, can't do it. When you feel like you're watching history being made, you get so excited. Again, nobody thought this possible, except maybe OSHIMA himself. Just incredible, Ma Long to win that point. OSHIMA with so many shots. Let's see this one again, opening backhand, big inside-out forehand. Again, look how far into the backhand court he is, one after another, and finally just missing long to the middle. The quality of point, top-notch right now. I don't know how anybody can be sitting in their seat watching this. I'm gonna stand. Over the table, big one for Ma Long, looking comfortable like in Game 1. A few points here and there, OSHIMA gets shaken up. But he's managed to come back. Last game started similarly. Ma Long looked very comfortable. OSHIMA turned it around. OSHIMA still has the lead by 2 points. There it is, backhand from the forehand side over the table. Little shift of momentum, OSHIMA back in business. Was up 5-2 when they switched. Managed to steal that 6th point, his 6th point. From 6-2, Ma Long got 2, and now another one for OSHIMA. We're creeping towards the business end. Just long down the middle. The backhand over the table, a little more predictable this time, anticipated well by Ma Long. Early on in the match, I guess halfway through games 3 and 4, OSHIMA was using the backhand over the table quite unpredictably, not just for power, but for placement out wide to the forehand side, a little bit on the middle, sometimes changing the pace. The backhand usually has good pace. The forehand flip sometimes a little softer. Still a 2-point lead for OSHIMA. Service there, just unbelievable timing. And again, if you're watching at home and you think, well, I can do that, the pressure to keep the serve low, to keep the serve just perfect, so tight, it's a risk you have to take sometimes. So no shame, OSHIMA's gonna have to just erase that from his head, come back out here, take this point. Shot, gets the first one on the table, but Ma Long able to spin it back and take the point. Touch shot. And that's odd, middle of the net. OSHIMA's been able to bring that ball back many times. I think we might have some flash photography in the crowd right now. Arena pretty packed, players seem focused, didn't seem to notice the flash. Tied up at 7 points each, that's 3 in a row for Ma Long. Make it 4 in a row, Ma Long takes the lead, is down 2-6. and has won 6 out of the last 7 points. Everybody loves Ma Long, but everyone wants to see an upset, see the world of table tennis shaken up a bit. And Ma Long has really turned it on. Backhand down the line, catching the edge of the blade. It's not over. OSHIMA still has time to turn it on. The view is definitely not as good as it was from 6-2 or even 7-4. 5 points in a row for Ma Long. Spin shot into the net. This is getting away from OSHIMA. The crowd completely thrilled right now. The heartbeat is on. It is 3 match points for Ma Long. 6 points in a row for Ma Long. Spin shot from down low, 7 in a row for Ma Long to take the match, and heartbreak for Yuya OSHIMA. What a sad way to end the tournament for Yuya OSHIMA. The effort was incredible. The highlights are going to be amazing. But from up 6-2 and 7-4 to lose this match, it's going to be a tough night of sleep for Yuya OSHIMA. And a nervous Ma Long able to breathe again. 4-3 looked unstoppable coming into this match. And what a turnaround for Ma Long. He will be moving on to the men's singles finals at a chance to create a record, to break the record of 3 wins in a row at consecutive China Opens.